Hi again.
Hey, it's the last day of September. And it's just to refresh us on our monthly theme, fortitude and resilience has been our monthly theme.
Okay, excellent.
Making us stronger. The last topic of the month is you can't touch me. Begins with a quote by Zeno, quoted in Diogenes Laertius. If you lay violent hands on me, you'll have my body, but my mind will remain with Stilpo. I'm going to assume Ryan will tell us who Stilpo is, but from context clues, it's like my mind remains mine.
Yeah, or yeah. You don't get everything, right? You cannot have control. You cannot have control over that thing that I have control over by design. Yeah.
Good one to end the month with.
Oh yeah, excellent. Okay, what's Ryan got for us?
Ryan says, Zeno is not claiming magic powers, but simply that while his body can be victimized, philosophy protects his mind, cultivated under his teacher, Stilpo, with an inner fortress whose gates can never be broken from the outside, only surrendered. Look at Reuben Hurricane Carter, the boxer wrongly convicted of homicide who spent nearly 20 years in prison. He would say, I don't acknowledge the existence of the prison. It doesn't exist for me. Of course, the prison literally existed, and he was physically inside it, but he refused to let his mind be contained by it. That's a power that you have too. Hopefully, you'll never have to use this power in a situation of violence or grave injustice. However, in the midst of any and every kind of adversity, it is there. No matter what's happening to your body, no matter what the outside world inflicts on you, your mind can remain philosophical. It's still yours. It's untouchable. And in a way then, so are you.
That's interesting, yeah, because like it's untouchable, but like that's the thing to realize, I guess, from it, right? Like, oh, wow, my mind is untouchable, or like I can be in philosophy or thinking, have this philosophy filter on when I'm interacting with hard things or anything out there, right? But it's funny because it's like it's that's not how I'm experiencing that today, for example, right? Like
Yeah.
my mind, it doesn't go into that philosophical thing. Like it gets hijacked by all these other emotions and all of this stuff. So it's not out of control. No. It's still like I'm aware of it, and I'm like, oh, here it comes. This is uncomfortable. I'm nervous. Okay, like I'm calling out these feelings and these like sensations that I'm experiencing, but they're still there. So, and it's not this like, oh hey, they don't get to control my mind. I control my mind, right? But it's like currently, like, no, my experience is like it feels like they're controlling my mind, even though no, maybe I'm letting them. Maybe my fortress has a bunch of holes in it, and people just walking out, spraying asshole all over the walls, and then leaving.
Yeah, like he's saying, like it can only be surrendered. Like somehow I've surrendered my control because I wasn't clear.
You gotta close them doors, man.
I wasn't clear on what was in my control and what wasn't in my control. And because I wasn't clear on that, I was getting all mixed up in shit I should have no business getting myself mixed up in, and I had less energy to deal with my own responsibilities.
That's so interesting. Wow. As I was saying this, I was like, I gotta close these doors where all these things are coming in. I was like, what happens there? Like, oh, what ends up happening is that I approach every new relationship with this very open kind of trying not to be skeptical, trying not to question. It's like, okay, oh yeah, this is saying things to me that you're going through. Like, I'm taking your word for it. Like, my trust battery is high, and because of that, I may be opening up all these doors to say, come on in, do whatever, and then that might become too open when this person now disappoints or something, and now I'm like, now it's hard to get them out, right? So it needs to be kind of like progressively or something, right? Instead of this like, jump into this new relationship head first. This is great. Let's do everything. Like I just have this kind of sometimes just friends and stuff, work, and like all kinds of even maybe romantic relationships are like in some way feel that way, but it's this like exciting energy or something, and I can see that is later problematic when that excitement doesn't turn into the expectation of how it
felt. That's what I'm getting hearing is like the issue is actually the expectation.
Yes, 100%. Right. So I need to check that expectation to make sure that it's not set so high.
Or it's just not set at all. It's like, hey, I'm here to like deal with whatever comes up.
Yeah, not set at all.
I'm here to deal with whatever comes up.
Right.
That's my job. To deal with whatever presents itself to me.
Yes.
And I'm okay if you're an asshole, and I'm okay if you are the sweetest pie.
Right. The current thing is like, no, you're sweet as pie. I'm sure you're sweet as pie.
Because I need you to be sweet as pie.
Because I need you
because I can't handle it if you turn out to be an asshole.
Right. Yeah. So then I start with this, no, you're great.
You're great. You're definitely great.
And then 3 months later, you turn into a big pile of poop, and now I have a problem because I was all like, yeah, let's go, this is best. And now I'm like, no, this is not working now. And now I'm feeling like, oh, now it's up to me to deal with this whole thing. Like, why did I get to this point, right? Because maybe that approach to it was too, not this like, no, I accept you for who you are, and I'm expecting you to be this way or that way. It doesn't matter, right? I will take it as it comes, type of a thing, right? I don't have expectations. Yeah, the expectations kick your ass every time, man, and kick my ass every time. Really, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's like I am seeing them in a new way from like these last few conversations, and just like they really reveal where I haven't worked on myself, because if I remove the expectation, now it's my responsibility to be strong enough. That's why this month's whole theme has been resilience and fortitude, like strengthen myself to deal with reality as it presents itself to me and not as I wish it were.
Yeah.
And I have no business in wishing it to be anyway, because all of that energy needs to be spent on strengthening myself, because goddamn, strengthening myself takes a lot of fucking work.
Yeah. And it's currently spent on wishful thinking of setting expectations that it will never actually happen. Right. Yeah. Misdirected energy in theory, and then the energy is being then kind of wasted a little bit, right? So it's like, hey, let's put it in a good use. We have to use it. Let's put it in a good use instead of just going anyway, Yeah.
Right. Like there's two problems. One problem is like, I want to be able to control something I don't have control over, so that's already problematic. But then the other problem is while I'm doing that, I'm not paying attention to the things I do have control over. So it's a double freaking whammy. There's like two amazing reasons to ASAP root out my focus on how I think things should be different than the way they are, and instead deal with the way that things are as it's presented, and I notice what comes in and bothers me, and if it bothers me, well, why does it bother me? Because I thought it should go a different way. Mm-hmm. I thought this pizza dough should not rip in the middle of it while I'm trying to make the goddamn fucking pizza, right?
Yes. That's fine.
Yeah.
You figured it out, though.
It was a good pizza.
It was a great pizza.
So Mr. wasted energy because the pizza ended up being fine. And it was only after it was like, hey, well, what can we do here? Do I change the pan that it's in? Do I let it rise a little bit more? Like, it was only then that we came, because before then it was like, let's throw this away.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, not throw it away, but just remix it and
or put it in the fridge
redo
and
it.
use it the next day, or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Let it rise again, because if you mix it again, you get all the bubbles out. Now you have to sit for another, I'd say, hour.
Right.
For
So
it
now
to-
we're eating at midnight or whatever. So
Right. Or you're eating a pizza that doesn't have any bubbles in it, aka it's
A
like
cracker.
a kind of a cracker type of a situation. Yeah. So yeah, it turned out really good. It turned out very good. So yeah, it worked out. But like, yeah, that's a perfect example of a silly thing that turns into wasted energy on that. Mental energy. It's not even just like physically. No, physically we were doing great. No, it's this mental energy of like, I'm looking at it like this is waste of like, I'm no good. I'm not even good to make a pizza. Look, it ripped in the middle. I'm so no good. Like there's this internal talk there for sure. Yeah. And that's the one that I like, gratitude. Like, oh my God, I'm so happy that we actually can afford this dough. Like we can actually have a dough that we purchased, that's made for pizza, right? It's like, that's amazing. Like, we have these vegetables to put on it. Like, awesome, thank you, right? Doesn't matter it doesn't matter, but it like that overtakes this didn't work out how I wish in my mind that it would. Yeah. Excellent. Great September. Talk to you soon.
we'll see you here tomorrow for October.